Today I wanted to give you an update on some things. But first, I want to thank everybody who came to my booth in Tampa at the Double Read. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out as my first one, and it turned out to be really great. I got to meet a lot of terrific people, which was really great, and I got to see some old friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and that was also really, a long time, since school. So that was nice. And it's always good, you know, and you have good memories and you get to see these people again. It's a really terrific thing. That was fun. I hope to see you next year. But today I want to talk about some updates to the gouger, and some really good updates, meaningful ones. With the first version of the double radius and the single radius, the bed gave me some problems as far as cane stops and the length, the depth of it. Not that it doesn't work, it's just I wanted the cane to move less and to just be a little more efficient, somewhat shallower. And so what I did is I redesigned the bed. This is a one-piece CNC machined bed. And the nice part about the bed that I really liked, that turned out great, was that the cane stops are actually in the bed. And I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. They're machined right into the bed. Right there. Right here and right here. And they're about 40 hundredths of a millimeter in the center, and then they taper off. And they're perfect. They fit the bed perfectly. And the cane fits perfectly, and then there's less interaction between the guide or the blade coming in contact, and the cane is held it's more snug. Now if you use the PreGogue or guillotine that I have, you can set the length back here. This will go back and forth, and I set the length so that when I put the cane in the bed, it just about snaps into the bed. Moves very little, so when you're gouging, the cane is moving very little to and fro. And it doesn't move side to side. It just stays right in position so that when you gouge it, it doesn't move. And this, you know, keeps the whole thing probably a little more consistent. Although I never really had trouble with the last design. This design made it easier for me to assemble the machine because I didn't have to make the cane stops. With all the previous machines, I had to make the cane stops, and sometimes I didn't quite get it right. It's foolproof. It works really well. Now the gouge, of course, is really great. It's terrific. Good as it's ever been. And I get it, so it's about, you can see that, it's probably about 60 in the middle. And then right there, that's a real critical place in the cane, I think, for me, for that gouge to be there. And then it, you know, it goes off into 45. And every piece is like that. It's very consistent. So the machine is better. Right now it's the same price. It's $9.25 for the machine. You get the upgraded bed. There's a new rod here. This is chromium, and it's much smoother. You can't see it, but the last rods were kind of, they had some ridges. This is much smoother. Linear bearing, self-lubricating. I got some grommets also that are softer, so you can, when you're going back and forth. The posts are now brass, a little more meaty, and it gives it a more, I think it gives it a slightly more solid feel. The spring for the cane clips, I don't know if you can see the spring. It's either galvanized, yeah, I think it's galvanized or zinc coated, a strong spring made in the US. And that's working out very well because it's actually tough to find these springs. And the bed is the latest bed, which is a combo bed. I can use it for either the pre-gouger or the gouger, and that's why I have this cosmetic piece there to kind of fill the opening. So yes, the machine is working really well. You can get samples of cane from it and from the single radius also. I hope you give it a try because I think you'll like it. At least it's the best gouge that I've ever used, and I could say that without hesitation. The reeds essentially make themselves, and this is the whole point of the gouge. Still grind the blade by hand. Eventually I will have a blade that I won't need to grind, but for now the test for me is that after I gouge the cane, I'll make a reed, and I got to make a reed within like 2 or 3 minutes, and it's got to play solid, vibrate really well, and that's the test. And when it does that, the machine is ready to go out, and that's essentially how I do it with every machine. Once you can make that reed right away, there's no scraping, clipping, this continual circle of frustration. You make the reed quickly, it settles in very quickly, and plays, responds, has a beautiful tone, and without a lot of external scraping. And that's the whole point of the gouge. The gouge really is the reed. It's 70–80% of the reed. So this is a great gouge. I'm very excited about the new bed. The new bed is wonderful. Also, if you have a machine of mine already, you can upgrade to this bed. And that is let's see, if you send your machine to me, I think it's around $300 for me to put it in, or you can get it for $275 and I'll ship you the new bed. And the other parts will fit. The dowel and the clips and the spring will fit the new bed. And so will the screws, the mounting screws underneath, and the roller bar. They'll all fit perfectly. It's a very simple change out. All right, well, I hope to hear from you, and thanks again for Tampa. Look forward to doing business with you.